Hello and welcome to another Explainer. Today we are tackling something that, well, pretty much all of us have experienced at some point. It's that uncanny, kind of weird moment when you actually beat your blaring alarm clock to the punch. You know the exact sound I'm talking about, right? That jarring smartphone chime, or maybe that classic anxiety-inducing beep that just completely ruins a perfectly good dream. But then, out of nowhere, you manage to wake up just before it goes off. Okay, let's dive into this because we're going to unpack this everyday mystery of why we sometimes beat our own digital clocks. And honestly, it's a fascinating look into the sheer evolutionary marvel and the hidden mechanics of our own biology. I really want you to picture this scenario for a second. You're fast asleep in your cozy bed, the room is totally pitch black, it's completely quiet, and suddenly, for absolutely no apparent reason, your eyes just flutter open. You stretch, you roll over, you look at the nightstand, and the clock reads 6:59 a.m. Literally 1 minute later, the alarm blares. So, have you ever woken up just a minute before your alarm? Just think about that for a second. It happens to so many of us, yet it feels completely uncanny every single time it does. You just lie there staring at the ceiling, kind of wondering how you somehow managed to anticipate that awful noise before it even happened. Now, when you experience that bizarre to-the-minute timing, it is incredibly tempting to just brush it off as a random fluke. I mean, was it just luck, a spooky coincidence, maybe a glitch in the matrix of your daily routine? Well, not always. Actually, scratch that. It is rarely just a lucky guess by your sleeping brain. You know, we humans, we love to chalk things up to coincidence. But inside your body, there's an actual, highly sophisticated, scientific mastermind at work behind the scenes while you are deep in slumber. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that this invisible mastermind actually has a name. It's called your circadian rhythm. Simply put, this is your body's very own internal clock. It's this highly organized, built-in biological system that's just constantly running in the background, kind of like a perfectly tuned Swiss watch. Your circadian rhythm is essentially predicting your needs before you even realize you have them. And it isn't just about sleep either. It's a master schedule. It governs how your entire body operates throughout a full 24-hour day and night cycle, regulating everything from your body temperature to your digestion and, yeah, absolutely, your daily sleep cycles. So, how does this internal clock actually pull off this impressive morning magic trick? Well, it comes down to a really clear biological cause and effect loop. First off, it requires consistency. You know, you have to wake up at the same time every day. When you establish that routine, we hit step 2. And honestly, this is where the magic really happens. Your brain begins to predict exactly when you'll need to be awake. It recognizes the pattern. It isn't just reacting to the morning. It is proactively anticipating it. And because it knows you're going to need energy to start your day, it kicks off step 3. Cortisol is released. Basically, your brain proactively signals your body to prepare for wakefulness by deploying this specific hormone. Let's move to and see how this builds over time because it is a truly incredible chronological journey. It actually starts over a period of days. You establish a consistent sleep schedule, setting the foundation. Your body absolutely loves this predictability. Then we zoom in to the hours before you wake up. Just a few hours before your usual wake-up time, your body springs into proactive action, and hormones like cortisol start releasing into your system. Finally, we get down to the minutes. Because of that steady, perfectly titrated hormonal buildup, your alertness literally peaks right before the alarm is scheduled to go off. It's just a flawlessly timed biological sequence. Let's talk a little bit more about that chemical process, because it matters so much. Cortisol often gets a pretty bad reputation as the big, bad stress hormone, right? But in the morning, it acts as an absolutely essential biological messenger. You can think of it kind of like your body's natural cup of coffee. Instead of letting you sleep deeply until a loud noise suddenly jolts you into a state of total panic, these hormones gradually increase your alertness. They work slowly and naturally, bringing you out of a deep sleep stage into lighter and lighter sleep. Your body is basically gently warming up the engine so you can wake up naturally. Evolutionarily speaking, this is exactly what we are built for. Waking up to a blaring digital alarm that actually triggers a stressful fight-or-flight response, completely shocking your nervous system. Your biology is actively trying to save you from that jolt. And this brilliantly illustrates the final outcome of all that unseen effort. The gradual release of cortisol, the meticulous timeline, the predictive power of the brain, it all leads to this exact moment. That is exactly why your eyes flutter open just moments before the alarm rings. It's not magic, guys. It is the final triumphant stage of a biological countdown that started hours before you were even conscious. Your body successfully readied itself for the day, beating the buzzer by mere seconds and essentially saving you from that jarring start to your morning. Now, this brings us to a fascinating irony about our modern habits, especially when you compare them to our actual biological capabilities. On one hand, we rely heavily on a set digital alarm. It's something most of us do every single day, right? We completely trust a little plastic machine or smartphone app to manage our mornings. We literally panic if we forget to set it. On the other hand, if your sleep schedule is truly consistent, your body can become so incredibly accurate that it wakes you naturally within a few minutes of the same time every day, entirely without any alarm. It really emphasizes just how astonishingly precise the human body is once a solid routine is established. Think about it. We carry around 1 billion years of evolutionary engineering, yet we put all our faith in a clock app. So the crucial point is this. When you beat your alarm clock, your body isn't somehow magically reading the glowing red numbers on your nightstand while your eyes are closed. No way. It has absolutely no idea what time the digital clock says. Instead, it is simply following its own incredibly precise biological schedule. It is a powerful testament to the fact that we have a highly calibrated timekeeping system built right into our biology. It runs entirely separate from our technological devices, keeping a flawless rhythm, day in and day out. Which leaves us with a truly fascinating question to ponder the next time you set your alarm before bed. If our biology keeps perfect time, if our brains can predict our wake-up time and perfectly deploy hormones to open our eyes before the buzzer even sounds, how much do we really need digital clocks to wake us up? It's definitely something to think about as you build your daily routines. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope you have a perfectly timed, naturally peaceful wake-up tomorrow morning.